YouTube, what's going on? Yes, Captain Cringe is back at it again, so I know. When you're in your 40s, you start having midlife crises, and you're also trying to get a little bit desperate when it comes to the click, so. Trying to be cool with youngsters. Oh boy, talk about pathetic, huh? But today I'm gonna give you 10 fresh fragrances that have a bit of an edge. That's why I'm dressed like this. And I'm also gonna implement some niche fragrances, but most of these will definitely be designers. First one is a great scent from the brand of Bentley, and that's gonna be Bentley for Men Silver Lake. The fingerprint bottle. Now this stuff here is pretty much just ADG, Aqua de Essenza. That's what it is. It's a fresh scent with some spices. It's invigorating, it's aromatic, but there is lemon, there's mint, loads of violet leaves. The violet leaves is what adds that airy, ozonic, aromatic touch. But there's also musk and lavender. What it pretty much is, it's just very airy with the violet leaves. There's that lemon, the mint, some musk, and a little bit of lavender in the background. Fresh, clean, edgy, great for the springtime and summertime. It's pretty versatile. You could dress it down like something like this. You could wear it to school, you could wear it to work. And I do think that you can wear it to a wedding. So if you're the groom, you know, if you're one of the best men, you can definitely wear it with a suit and tie, even a tuxedo. And longevity is decent with 7 to 9 hours. Fragrance number 2, this one here does suffer from some longevity issues. The brand itself does, but this brand I find is underrated, especially for what you're spending. Just spray again, all right? And that's gonna be Vince Camuto. This has a very nice sparkling gin accord. There's loads of juniper berries that really does man it up, and it definitely does give it that edge. I believe that there's some cedar, definitely birch, there's musk, there's artemisia, there's ozonic notes, lemon, and so on. It's just a very woody, edgy, aromatic scent that does have that sparkling gin accord. There is a little bit of an herbal touch from that artemisia, and it dries down to a very woody, musky base. Longevity for me is about 5 to 6 hours. Some people get anywhere from like 3 to 5, but as I stated, you just spray again, all right? This is a great scent for the office or just everyday casual. White t-shirt and jeans, something like this. It's a great weekend scent. If you wear something to work that's more formal, more classy, that's gonna last longer, this is a great weekend fragrance that's just gonna help you relax. Just kick back and enjoy the weekend. Let's go with a niche brand, but depending on who you ask, they'll say it's high-level designer. I can kind of see your point, but it's a brand that I used to plug relentlessly. I still enjoy it, but just not as much, kind of feeling disappointed because it's Bond number 9, but that's gonna be a Bond number 9, Brooklyn. Now, the BK, you know, definitely edgy. This scent does have a little bit of edge to it, but it reminds me of BFL. You know, can't believe it's been 2 years, but Carlos, man, that void has, we've all felt that void. If you're a big time member of Fricom, you watch a lot of videos, you just know that something is just missing, and that's Carlos. This does remind me of him because of the name itself. And I originally wanted to do this video, like the video that I did of this, the review, I wanted to do with Carlos. He couldn't enjoy this scent. He really wanted to because he always repped Brooklyn. But if I couldn't do it with Carlos, I wanted to do it on the Brooklyn Bridge. Didn't happen. I actually did it at City Hall here in Mississauga, but this scent does have a little bit more going on. Yes, it's fresh, but it does have loads of juniper, cypress. It's got that sparkling gin accord, cardamom, guaiac wood, and so on. I myself feel like I get a bit of a amber to this scent. There's just something in it that gives it a bit of a warm, ambery vibe. I don't know if it's maybe like the cardamom with the gin accord. I don't know, but I just do get a slight ambery touch in the background. It's a great scent. One of the best ones from Bond number 9 in my opinion. And Bond number 9 is known for being really expensive. Retail price is just stupid in my opinion. But you can actually get a bottle, 50 ml bottle, for as low as $120 to $130 Canadian. That's like $100 USD. A longevity is going to be about 7 hours. Fragrance number 4, if you want a good cheapie that is heavy in cedar, Karl Lagerfeld Bois de Cèdre. This stuff is definitely fresh, but it's very masculine with a shit ton of cedar wood. It pretty much just smells like a cedar forest. But there is a violet leaf to give it that aromatic, airy touch, like a bit of an ozonic feel to it. There's like sage, there's some musk, but definitely some citruses in the opening. So in the opening, you're gonna get very bright citruses, but it quickly becomes quite woody with an aromatic feel from the violet leaves. The citruses are there for like, you know, maybe like an hour at the most. After that, it's just woody, aromatic, and like a little fresh. Definitely like a man's man type of scent, but that's not gonna break the bank because this is only like 30, 40 bucks. Longevity is decent, but it's not the best. A lot of people have complained or just have told me that this brand, Lagerfeld, the longevity is what kind of like suffers. Kind of like this one here, but for me, it's not bad. It's about 5 to 6 hours. That might be average for like other people out there, but for me, I'm not complaining. Especially for the price tag, the smell, the versatility, it's a pretty versatile fragrance. For me, it's more casual than anything, but you can definitely wear this to work, no problemo. Fragrance number 5, I think that this would probably be one of the better tuxedo scents. And that's gonna be Nordic Fougere from Alfred Daniel. This has a very nice, bright kumquat, very citrusy, it's juicy, it's fruity. There's definitely loads of bamboo or bamboo leaf. There's basil, there's geranium, there's vanilla, sandalwood, and a little bit more going on. I also feel like there's lavender to this one here. Lavender is not a listed note, but I do get a bit of a lavender component that adds a bit of a fougere touch. And there's also like a bracing quality, Nordic Fougere. Okay, so lavender it just has to be an unlisted note to give it that fougere feel. But whatever it is that adds that bracing component, you know, Norway, cold as hell in the wintertime. Same with Canada, depending on where you are. But like Alaska, you know, Wyoming, Russia, Finland, if you have experienced really windy, cold-like conditions, you kind of have an idea as to what I mean by bracing. This is a great scent for like an older gentleman, but if you're in your younger 20s and you have a bit of a mature outlook, a little bit of life experience, you could rock this no problemo. For me, it's more of a work scent or like a semi-formal scent or just like a signature scent for an older guy, like an old fart. Performance is decent. It's like 7 to 9 hours as well. For fragrance number 6, let's go back to a niche brand, but this is a very affordable niche brand. Aqua de Parma Camuto di Liguria. Now I know I mispronounced that for all my Italian viewers out there, but wow, this stuff is very bright. It is citrusy. There's definitely some white florals. That's gonna be jasmine, but there's it's either lemon or bergamot, like lemon or grapefruit I should say, but that is not what will grab your attention and that's not what adds that edge to the scent. It's the Camuto. If you want something from Aqua de Parma that is just completely different than the rest of the Blue Mediterranean line, this is something you highly, like a must look into, because the Camuto just adds something fizzy, something sparkling. Loads of citrus, fizzy, sparkling, I'm just repeating myself there. There is that white floral, like that jasmine, but there's also cardamom that gives it a little bit of a sex appeal to it. Warm, spicy cardamom, jasmine, a little bit of rosemary, loads of Camuto, and there's like, it's either grapefruit or lemon, but it dries down to like a musky vetiver base or like a musky sandalwood, something like that, like a musky earthiness to it. Even though that the jasmine in this does give it a unisex feel, dudes, gentlemen, you could rock this no problemo. It does have that edge, but I would say it's more of a gentleman's fragrance. And when I'm thinking edge and I'm thinking gentleman, I'm thinking of the Kingsman. Manners maketh the man, or something like that. Those guys know how to dress to impress. They got the attitude, the confidence, but they got that bad boy edge to them, that killer instinct. This would definitely go well with people like that. And longevity off this is good, 7 to 8 hours. Fragrance number 7, if you want something that has a very authentic grapefruit, D&G Light Blue Forever is something that you got to look into. If you don't like a very pulpy, rimey grapefruit, like super tart and sour, this is one that you're not gonna like. But this stuff here, for a designer, citrus, it's so authentic. It's like peeling a grapefruit and putting your nose to it. That's how authentic and like rhyming, or whatever the word is to describe it. It is like really legit, like very realistic. But there's more to this fragrance. You're gonna get vetiver, there's ozonic notes, I believe that there's some violet leaf, definitely the musk, and I believe either like vetiver or some sort of woods. It might be patchouli, but just a very, very tart, sour, realistic grapefruit. You're gonna get a little bit of that ozonic violet leaf to add that very aromatic touch to it. You're gonna get like a nice musky dry down as well. And maybe like a bit of an aquatic feel to it. This is perfect for when it's really, really hot. This has that edge because it's just so tart. It's not for the faint of heart, okay? And longevity is decent. You're gonna get about 6 to 7 hours. For me, this is more casual than anything. It's not a suit and tie scent unless you work in an office. There's nothing formal about it. But if you wear this with something like this, like a nice like golf shirt or whatever the hell this is, this will definitely go with something like this for sure. Fragrance number 8, it's a great cheapie. So we're gonna go back to the brand of Bentley because they got some great scents for a great price. And that's gonna be Bentley for Men Azure. Now this has tangerine to give it a little bit of a different feel, like it's a different type of citrus. But there's a nice fruity pineapple. There's paprika to give it a bit of an edge to it, a bit of a bad boy feel. But there is also tea, cashmere wood, and violet leaves. Very ozonic, very aromatic, very airy. Okay, so tea, fruity pineapple, paprika. The paprika, in my opinion, is what adds that masculinity to it, that adds that edge, all right? You could wear this to university, so to school, to work, but you can also wear it to like a semi-formal event. More of a daytime fragrance in my opinion, but you might be able to pass it off at nighttime because longevity as well, for what you're spending, 40 to 50 bucks Canadian, longevity is about 8 to 9 hours. Fragrance number 9 is another great cheapie that has a bit of an edge to it. Azzaro's Chrome Aqua. Now this has a really fruity green apple accord. Loads of different citruses, a ton of mint. The mint in this is kind of like a spearmint, like a spearmint gum. There's also basil to give it a little bit more of an herbal green touch to it. There's C notes, but also violet leaf. A lot of these fragrances here just seem to have violet leaf in this list. Like, that's not even planned, that's just a coincidence. But it's very aromatic, very green, very herbal, super freaking minty. So if you like mint, more specific, spearmint, this is one that you must look into. And this is something that will add that pep to your step. When it's like super hot and the heat is just kicking your ass, this is what's gonna help you add a little bit more swagger to your step. That's gonna help you get through your day. And last but not least, let's finish it off with a niche, an affordable niche, and that's gonna be Atkinson's 24-Old Bond Street. My mouth's getting a little bit dry, so I'm struggling here, people. Doesn't matter what I drink, it's really hot. So, and the AC, it don't work here. It's only like April 15th, and my God, it's like 25 degrees Celsius. That is not typical Canadian temperature, so not for this time of the year. So this fragrance here has loads of juniper berries. It's got whiskey, there's cardamom, cedar, some tea. I believe there's some lemon or grapefruit to this one here. But what this pretty much is, it's just an aromatic, slightly boozy scent with a shit ton of juniper berries and other woods. There is a little bit of green tea or like a like an herbal type of tea in the background, but smells masculine. It does have that edge. It's masculine, it's mature, it's classy. When I picture somebody wearing this fragrance, it's very much like this in some ways. The Kingsman. You know, they just have the wardrobe, the manners, the sophistication, and that bad boy side that just comes out when it needs to. This is kind of like that in some ways. It's just fantastic, and longevity is solid as well. Well, actually it's not solid, it's better than solid because it's like 8 to 10 hours. And for affordability, this is like $110 Canadian. Convert that to USD, less than $100. And guys, that's it. That is 10 fresh fragrances with a bit of an edge to them. So not your typical boring, just aquatic citruses. Look into these if you haven't done so, all right? So with this one here, a lot of woody fragrances. There is definitely some citruses out there, and you also got a great mint fragrance. A lot of these are very affordable. Shit, they're all affordable. The most expensive one in this list is this one here, and perhaps this one here if you get like a full bottle. And a full bottle is not gonna cost you, it's probably not gonna cost you more than $140 Canadian, which is like $105, $110 USD. So Aqua de Parma is a great affordable niche brand, but also, so is this brand if you're looking to get into niche as well. If you want to see some boring citrus scents, why don't you check out this corner here and whatever pops up right here. And if you like this very video, leave me one of these. Thank you for your time, take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.